And at this time, ladies and gentlemen, for those of you who come in late, we are now having a little cooking session right here on the scene, putting the pot on in here. And we like for you to join in with us and have a ball.
Hi, this is Dara. So in our last video, we worked on both roadmap and grooming. For this video, before I get into sprint planning, I'm going to add the ability to put any action items for meetings into our user story task stream. So this way, it's easier to follow tasks than to go back to meeting notes. So let's go ahead and do that. So if you saw the video of when I did meeting notes, you know that I've created some templates here. So let's try just editing the leadership template. And instead of doing this bulleted list, I'm going to go ahead and bring in our stories table. Okay. The view that I want is the list view. And I'm just going to delete the default view so that that doesn't come up. All right. So the one thing that we want to think about is that when we're doing action items usually have a due date. It's not dependent on the sprint. It's just the due date. We are going to put it in a sprint just so it shows in that view when we're working on our sprint, but it's the due date that's important. So I'm going to come in and just add a property of due date to the table. Okay. Oops, I got all the way out. Let's go back in. All right, so now I want to, in this table, take a look at for the properties that are visible. I don't need label. I want who it's assigned to, when it's due, and then actually the other thing that would be useful is the status. Okay. And then I'm going to want to filter this by the name of the meeting. So because it's the template, I'm just going to start with saying blank. So, because there should in theory be nothing called blank title. And then put the note here to remember to filter. All right, so let's try that out. So I'm going to create a new leadership meeting. And if you remember, you can create it and then make it into a template, or I could just start with the template like this. And I'm going to say leadership. Oops. Oh, it did correct it for me. Leadership meeting, June. Okay. And then let's say in the course of the meeting, we decided that we needed to do some research on what search appliance we wanted to use. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and let's say we go ahead and assign this to Nat, who is our lead developer. So the type is action items. We want to immediately move this to ready to work so that he'll be working on it. We want to make sure that the parent is this meeting note. We're going to give him a couple hours to start his search. And we want this to be due next week. And we're going to go ahead and put it into the next sprint that we're going to be doing. So that way it shows up in our sprint view. And we could probably tag it. And then, like we said, we're going to assign it to Nat. Okay, so now let's go back to our meeting, and we want to make sure that we're filtering by the name of this meeting. And there it goes. So this is fantastic because, we can come back to this meeting note at any time and we can see like the tasks, the action items that we had for this. Do I also want to contain it to action item? No, let's just keep it as it is. Keep it simple. So we can come back at any time and see like what were the action items that we had that went with this meeting. Of course, if we're creating export for our client, they can also see the action items that are here. But the best thing is that because we've put it into our story stream, we don't have to come back to the meeting to find our action items. So for those of you who've been doing action items and meeting notes and trying to figure out, well, how do I get these action items out of the meeting notes and into a place where we can keep track of whether we're getting them done or not? This is the way. So anyway, so that's that for this meeting. That's that for this video. So it was just a short one because it's simple. In the next video, I'll be coming back and doing sprint planning. All right, take care. See you next time.